when you think about America in this year's election, how are people like China and Russia, our adversaries, are using disinformation campaigns to further divide us?
Well, they're using it to put out fake news so that people believe that fake news and vote for the candidate of their choice. What's kind of interesting is that it seems like Russia is leaning more toward the right wing of the party, trying to get President Trump elected. And Iran
But he endorsed Kamala.
Said, well, I mean, that Russians lie, right? Like that's kind of what they do. You're absolutely right. He endorsed it, but I don't think anybody takes him seriously. The fact is that for Russia, all of the infrastructure was put in place back in 2016 on the right side of the party, mainly because Vladimir Putin was upset with Hillary Clinton because she called him a tyrant back in 2011. She called President Putin a tyrant. And that really made him mad. And he decided at that moment, this woman is never going to be president. And so that's how they started getting all the infrastructure in place to make sure that she never got elected. And that infrastructure is still there. So now what's interesting is China is putting out disinformation, but one interesting thing that you see is that China is actually targeting environmentalists. China is deathly afraid that the U.S. is going to develop their own industry in rare earth metals. And so whenever there's some grassroots organization in the U.S. that doesn't want something like mining, like pulling rare earths out of the ground, like a guy is, he doesn't want trucks rumbling through their neighborhood, China will help write a check to that guy's organization. The guy thinks like, oh yeah, I'm preventing these trucks from rumbling through my neighborhood, when in reality, China just doesn't want people mining rare earth metals. They want us to buy those rare earth metals from China.
Very interesting
so that
insight.
way China can cut it off.
Interesting insights from Ryan McBeth. I'm Armstrong Williams with the man himself. How the migrants, not the ones that want a better way of life, but have crossed into our borders illegally, how much of a threat is it to the American way of life? How vulnerable are we?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. We are a nation of immigrants, right? And I'm the child of immigrants as well. And when you look at the kind of people who are coming here, most people are coming here because they do want that better way of life. They want to come here, they want to work. However, when you have thousands upon thousands, or now we have millions of people coming here, you have to kind of wonder how many of them are not good people. And I would not be surprised if one of the ways that some of our adversaries are placing possible sleeper agents into the U.S. is directly through the Mexican border. That's how I would do it. So that's an excellent question. I don't know what that percentage is, but there's a reason houses have doors. There's a reason after January 6th, a fence was put up around the Capitol building. So someone does believe in walls, right? And those walls are designed to keep bad people out. So immigration, I think, is a beautiful thing. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for immigration. But I can also tell you that there may be some bad people moving in with the immigrants who want a better life, and we need to figure out who those bad people are.
Vice President Kamala Harris was on the border recently. She puts out a lot of information about the fact that she was not the border czar, that her policies and Biden policies were that if they had supported the bipartisan bill, they would have border security now, and this invasion would not continue. What is the truth?
That's an excellent question. The truth is that the federal government could shut down the border tomorrow, like that. They could. They absolutely could. The problem is that if they actually enforced some of these laws, one of the issues you would see is that you would see people in camps. And once you start seeing people in camps, the news is going to record people in camps, and that's going to be a big black eye for the current administration. Wow. So it's almost like it's very difficult to actually enforce these laws and actually use...
Because they care about optics, perception.
Well, all politicians care about optics, right? Now, the question is, do you want to enforce the law or not? And that's, at the end of the day, it seems like it is currently more politically expedient to catch people, release them with a 5-year court date, and then hope that those people show up, rather than put these people in camps and actually adjudicate their case immediately, because the media will get a hold of people suffering inside of these makeshift camps.
Hey everyone! New Ryan McBeth t-shirts and hoodies from Bunker Branding are available. I'm gonna get the HIMARS shirt. What are you gonna get, Donald? The Patriot shirt, because I'm a patriot. It's the best shirt, the biggest shirt. Make 14 tangos great again. What are you gonna get, Barack? Let me be clear. I'm gonna get a Drone Sweet Drone shirt. What about you, George?
I'm going to get a Try That Missile shirt because they're weapons of mass destruction.
I'm going to get a Landmine Marker shirt because my presidency always blew up in my face.
I'll tell you what I'm going to get.
Ronald Reagan, but you're dead.
I came back to tell you that no matter our politics, we're all Americans. And we should buy Ryan's hoodies and t-shirts because they pay for the stock footage and licenses that allow him to make awesome content. So come on down to Bunker Branding and buy a Ryan McBeth t-shirt, or I'll start the bombing in 5 minutes.